Assalamu alaikum, I'm Aisha and you're watching Samaa News. Here are today's headlines. Russian President Vladimir Putin has told Hungarian Prime Minister Viktor Orban that he would still be happy to meet US President Donald Trump in Budapest. The meeting in Hungary had been agreed in October, but later cancelled by Trump. Putin and Orban also discussed crude oil and gas supplies for Hungary, as well as ongoing peace efforts in Ukraine. Pakistan says the ceasefire with Afghanistan is not a traditional one, but entirely dependent on whether Afghan-based militants carry out attacks inside Pakistan. FO spokesman Tahir Andrabi says recent terror incidents involving Afghan nationals show the ceasefire is not holding, and Pakistan's security forces remain fully alert to any threat from across the border. US President Donald Trump has said that his administration will work to permanently pause migration from all third world countries to allow the US system to fully recover. Trump also said on social media platform Truth Social that he will end all federal benefits and subsidies to non-citizens, adding that he will denaturalize migrants who undermine domestic tranquility and deport any foreign national who is a public charge, security risk, or non-compatible with Western civilization. The death toll from Hong Kong's worst fire in nearly 80 years has risen to 128, and about 200 people remain missing from the high-rise residential complex that was engulfed by the blaze. The fire in the Wang Fuk Court development, with 8 32-storey towers in the northern district of Tai Po, started and quickly spread on Wednesday afternoon. Meanwhile, around 300 people displaced by the massive fire have moved into temporary housing as of Friday afternoon. The site, about 5 kilometres from the blaze, was originally transitional housing, but has been quickly converted to shelter residents. 10 people have been killed by Israeli fire in a village in southern Syria, while the Israeli military said 5 soldiers were wounded in a clash during an operation to apprehend members of a militant group there. Syrian state media reports suggest the Israeli raid in the Beit Jin area spiraled into one of the deadliest such incidents since President Bashar al-Assad was toppled a year ago. The Israeli military said its troops came under fire from militants during an overnight operation to detain suspects belonging to a group it identified as the Jama Islamiyah. Pope Leo has condemned the use of religion to justify violence, speaking at a landmark gathering of Christian leaders in Turkey on Friday. At the ceremony in Iznik, he urged churches to overcome deep divisions and said humanity is crying out for reconciliation as he delivered his first major message abroad as Pope. An unusually early outbreak of bird flu cases affecting high numbers of wild birds and poultry farms across Europe and North America is raising concerns of a repeat of previous crises that led to mass culling and food price spikes. The highly pathogenic avian influenza, commonly called bird flu, has led to the culling of hundreds of millions of farmed birds in the past few years, disrupting food supplies and driving up prices. Human infections remain rare. A Tunisian appeals court has sentenced 40 opposition leaders, business and media figures to jail terms ranging from 5 to 45 years on charges of conspiring against state security. The case is one of the largest prosecutions for security offences in the North African country's recent history. The defendants were on trial since March, while more than 20 others had fled abroad. A cyclone has swept across Sri Lanka, leaving 46 people dead and 23 more missing, with the weather department warning the storm could intensify as it moves across the island over the next 12 hours. Most fatalities have been attributed to landslides, triggered by torrential rainfall exceeding 300 millimetres over the past 24 hours, as Cyclone Ditwa lashed the island nation, with the eastern and central regions most severely affected. Meanwhile, The death toll from floods across large swathes of Southeast Asia has risen to at least 321, with authorities in the region working to rescue stranded citizens, restore power and communications, and coordinate recovery efforts as the waters began to recede. Large parts of Indonesia, Malaysia, and Thailand have been stricken by cyclone-fueled torrential rain for a week, with a rare tropical storm forming in the Malacca Strait. On badly hit Sumatra in Indonesia, 94 people were confirmed dead by Friday afternoon. And China has made it clear that it has no intention of joining any space race. At a briefing in Beijing, Foreign Ministry spokeswoman Mao Ning said China remains committed to the peaceful use of outer space and opposes efforts to weaponize it. She was responding to President Donald Trump's claim that the US is now ahead after creating the Space Force. That's all for now. For more updates, visit www.samaa.tv. Thank you for watching